Picture this. I'm cruising back to my family's spread in Royal County, New Mexico, after 4 long months in D.C., towing my stock trailer down a dusty road that's been there since settlers tamed these hills. Suddenly, red and blue lights slice through the desert sunset like a bad omen. 3 sheriff's cruisers block the gate to Redstone Ranch, established in 1892 by my great-grandpa. And there's Karen Walsh, arms crossed, bouncing on her heels with a smug grin like she's just won the fight of her life. A deputy steps up, hat in hand, looking like he'd rather be chasing tumbleweeds, and says, "Sir, we've got a trespass complaint. This lady claims you don't own this land." I'm sitting in my truck, diesel rumbling, staring at the wrought iron sign that's hung there for generations, thinking, how the hell did I end up in a showdown with a suburban transplant who thinks she can rewrite history? Let me rewind, because this mess didn't start with sirens. It built slow, like a storm over the mesas. I'm Ethan Redstone, and 4 months ago, I buried my dad on this 2,800-acre patch of scrub oak and prime grazing land. The same soil his grandpa broke with a mule and raw grit when New Mexico was still a territory. Dad didn't just leave me the ranch. He left a legacy of Dawn fence repairs and Angus cattle that keep this county's economy alive. But while I was fixing wire and chasing strays, I climbed the ladder at the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, overseeing HOAs across the Southwest, ensuring no shady fees or restrictions. Irony hit like a dust devil when I got back. Foreman Jake Callahan had been fending off complaints from our new neighbors in Desert Sage Estates, an upscale development sold as authentic Southwest charm. Translation: city folks from Arizona fleeing traffic, paying big for ranches next door, then whining about the smell of hay and manure or the lowing of cows at feeding time. Enter Karen Walsh, 52, fresh from an HOA war in Phoenix, where she'd clashed with everyone from gardeners to garage bands. She rolled in like a self-appointed queen, clipboard in hand, declaring herself the unofficial enforcer before her moving van cooled off. Jake pegged her vibe. "Boss, she's got the energy of a wired jackrabbit, sharp teeth, and zero clue about ranch life." Her first move? Daily drive-bys with a tape measure and notepad, snapping pics of our steers like she was building an FBI case, noting their grazing patterns, even timing dust clouds from our trucks. Complaints poured in faster than monsoon rain. Certified mail stacking up about offensive farm odors, cows don't smell like lavender, visual blight from tractors in plain sight, and herd noise like mooing was new. All funneled through a Royal County petition signed by concerned residents, aka Karen and whoever she'd strong-armed. Deep down, I figured her drive came from that Phoenix fallout, where she lost a big property fight, leaving her bitter about uncontrolled neighbors. Our ranch was a threat to her perfect bubble of stucco homes and manicured lawns, clashing with the raw land she'd chosen to invade. Jake kept me posted via spotty DC calls. "Ethan, she's got timestamps on our feeding routine, measures particulate matter like a mad scientist, even claims our century-old access road encroaches on her setbacks. Her place sits 60 feet from our wire, but suddenly it's a hazard to her cocktail parties." Back home, I faced 22 letters, and our first face-off went down at Martinez Feed and Supply, air thick with grain dust and saddle leather. Karen corners me by the mineral blocks, extends a polished hand like we're at a gala, and says with a fake sweet smile, "You must be Mr. Redstone. I'm Karen Walsh, Community Standards Liaison for Desert Sage. We need to talk about updating your setup to match our property values." My boots crunch spilled oats as I keep cool, like Grandpa taught me on cattle drives, and reply, "Ma'am, this ranch predates your cul-de-sacs by over a century. Times change, but roots run deep." She rambles for 25 minutes about harmony and zoning, redesigning our operations like she held the deed, never asking about our history or rights, assuming we'd fold because she spoke. It stung, like an attack on everything Dad built. But later, sipping whiskey on the porch, watching lightning dance over the horizon, tasting metallic rain in the air, I knew a reckoning was coming. Things escalated when Karen rallied her 3-person Neighborhood Integrity Committee with Walter Grimes, a tight-fisted ex-accountant obsessed with resale prices, and Rosa Delgado, a former Tucson councilwoman who'd fled the red tape she helped create, now channeling it here. They met at her kitchen table, folders and slideshows titled Ranch Impact Analysis, like plotting a corporate takeover, not harassing working folk. Jake's trail cams caught Walter lugging a projector, all serious. Karen dug online, found my HUD roll, but twisted it. He's a biased farm protector. We'll bypass him to DC. I've got contacts. Oh, the irony, she didn't know those contacts would soon scrutinize her HOA for skipped permits. While she schemed, I dug deep with my lawyer, Sarah Brooks, striking gold. Our ranch's agricultural easements, ironclad since the 1920s, shielding us from nuisance complaints. You can't move next to a farm and whine about farming. Sarah traced Karen's Trail 5 disputes, from calling cops on a neighbor's salsa parties in Phoenix to filing on a cat she swore barked. A call to her old neighbor. Karen tried banning our block parties as cultural disturbances. Good luck, son. Karen upped the ante, hiring Albuquerque attorneys for nuisance abatement. Their letter, dripping with legalese, demanded we relocate roads, screen equipment, shift feeding Timesa $280,000 hit to soothe neighbors who'd invaded our space. She measured decibels at dawn, photographed every cow patty, even climbed a stepladder for aerial intel until our lead cow, Daisy, wandered over, curious. Karen yelped like a coyote bit her, ditched her gear, and fled. Jake called, laughing. Boss, video gold, our girl's just saying hello, and she's bolting like it's a bull charge. Community backlash brewed. Martinez banned her after she nitpicked his deliveries, and Sofia Garcia at the diner told her where to shove her complaints about green chili stew's aroma. The county set a hearing on her petitions. Karen arrived with charts claiming our outdated ways clashed with progress. But Daniel Ortiz, county planner and Dad's old poker buddy, reviewed our docs and chuckled. Ethan, her beefs are legally toothless. Your easements trump her subdivision by decades. Let her rant, it'll school them all. As Karen's campaign revved, website blasting our visual pollution, petitions for rural modernization, griping about our tax breaks, she found my mineral rights under parts of her estate. Thinking it was ammo, clueless, it bolstered us while her complaints built our harassment case. Sarah prepped a restraining order, documenting her obsession. I studied HUD modules on HOA failures, spotting Desert Sage's federal incentives, put them under my oversight for buffers, drainage, and unfiled reports. Residents whispered apologies, distancing from her. FFA kids pinned support letters, knowing ranches feed futures. Karen's husband, Greg, cracked under pressure. Jake overheard through open windows. Karen, we're drowning $176,000 in Arizona debts. Liens from your last fight. This obsession's killing us. But she doubled down, paranoia fueling wild claims. IRS tips on our hobby farm. Vet abuse reports on our healthy herd, even tailing my truck to town. The turning point hit like thunder. Her Channel 9 pitch about a corrupt official bullying neighbors backfired when reporter Mia Torres dug into her history, shifting the story to serial complainer targets Heritage Ranch. Mia called me. I laid out facts me roll, her pattern timed perfectly with my Senate subcommittee prep on HOA reforms. At her clubhouse rally, slideshow dramatic as a thriller, I crashed politely. Folks, she's demanding a 130-year-old ranch bend for a 3-month McMansion. That's like buying near train tracks and suing the railroad. Residents grilled her past, support vanished. Discoveries piled. The subdivision skipped 150-foot buffers, storm drains relied on our land leases, homes violated setbacks. Her board owed $310,000 in fixes, financials showing embezzlement holes, HOA bankruptcy looming. Walter bailed. This is liability suicide. Rosa fled to Tucson. Desperation turned Karen feral, blocking deliveries, stalking with lenses, fake accounts spewing conspiracies. The sheriff warned, "Ma'am, you're crossing into crime." Her PI hire flopped, clearing me while exposing her lawsuits. The county slapped compliance orders. Assessments hit $11,000 per home. Values tanked. Families fled. A restraining order was granted. Karen violated it at the courthouse, screaming, "You ruined me with your power games." Deputies cuffed her mid-rant. Her mugshot went viral next to our Heritage Award. My testimony in Austin beamed nationwide. Congressman, Desert Sage shows how HOAs dodge duties, harass farms, costing communities millions. Reforms passed the HOA Accountability Act 2025, $60 million in farm grants. Our case became the blueprint. 6 months later, Redstone thrives, pulling $210,000 yearly, hosting kids learning real stewardship. Sarah and I wed under the old oak, adopting twins who chase calves at dawn. Desert Sage reformed, cooperative now. Karen pleaded guilty to stalking, divorced, and vanished to Idaho, a cautionary ghost. But here's the rub. Was she just a bully, or did urban sprawl force clashes we all ignore? Farms feed us, yet we pave them over. Is that fair? Drop your take below. Ever battled an HOA tyrant? Who's right in rural versus suburb wars? Share. Like if justice hit home. Subscribe for more real deal showdowns. Next up, how eminent domain saved my town's soul from a megacorp.